Hey, what's going on, phone dogs? Bo HD here, and AT&T sent me the LG G5 to unbox and review for you all. This is the silver variant, and as you can see here, there are no AT&T customizations to this box. In the past, we've seen AT&T completely redesign the box to their liking. We don't see that here, so thank you, AT&T, for keeping it pure and unadulterated. What's also worth mentioning is the fact that since LG did not send me the G5, I have no prejudice towards the G5. Not that I would if LG sent it to me to begin with, but prejudice is certainly something that is real in this industry, and so that's why I bring it up. With that said, let's take a look at the LG G5, which we can do by sliding off the top half of the box, which reveals the modular swappable battery compartment. Upon lifting open the inner flap, we'll find a quick start guide sitting right on top of the LG G5. The LG G5 is obviously resting directly below that guide, which I'm going to remove and put off to the side for now. Underneath, we have some more literature as well as some accessories. There's another instructions packet detailing how to use the device, specifically the modular component. We do have a USB Type-C cable in the box on top of a SIM card ejector tool. The very last item in the box is a quick charging US wall wart. That's about it. Now, this is the LG G5 in all of its silver metallic glory. You can choose pink, you can choose gold, silver, and Titan color configurations if you so desire, and if you plan on picking up this device, Marco actually unboxed the Titan version of this phone, so if you want to watch that video, I'll link it in the description. But the G5 is crafted with a metal alloy body, and it has been receiving some flack for feeling like plastic. Based off first impressions, the metal frame that stretches around the entire device, it feels like metal, it looks like metal, and it has the integrity of metal. The rear shell does give off a plastic vibe to the touch. There's actually a layer of plastic on top of the metal, which is why it doesn't feel terribly cool or metallic to the touch. It is incredibly slippery, so regardless, you're going to want to put it in a case or apply a skin. Now, the battery can be removed in a modular fashion. You press a little button on the bottom left-hand side of the phone, and then you can pull out the metal flap to reveal the 2800 milliamp battery. This feature is incredibly promising. It opens the doors for future attachments, accessories, and features. The LG Cam Plus camera grip attachment is just one of the attachments we hope to see released here very soon in the coming months, but this modular feature is neat. I love to see LG experiment with the design of the LG G5. On the back of the phone, you'll see there are no traditional power, volume up and down controls, which were standard in previous G flagships. Instead, LG placed a fingerprint scanner here, which actually doubles as a power sleep on-off button. The volume controls are located on the left-hand side of the phone now. But this button feels really cheap, as if it's gonna break at any moment when you press it. It also gives off a non-reassuring clicking sound. But the fingerprint scanner portion works great. It unlocks the phone very quickly, and it unlocks it without requiring a push of the power button, something that really frustrated me with the LG V10. The 5.3-inch IPS LCD QHD display is good. I think the size is perfect for most people, maybe a tad bit on the big side. It's a tad bit on the small side for my liking, but I think it's a good middle ground. It can get extremely bright, and colors appear to be pretty accurate. They're not as saturated or contrasty as the colors found in a Samsung AMOLED panel, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I find the display overall to be very solid. It's a good panel. I paid close attention to the software as I was setting up the G5 for the first time, taking note of the rounded icons, the thin font, minimalist design language, and flat color choice in the menus. The lime green color choice does not sit well with me, so I changed it. But rounded icons appear to be in right now. The launcher itself is very simple, as there is no app drawer, so all your apps will be placed on the home screens. That doesn't bother me too much because I can simply install the Google Now launcher. The notification panel and the settings drawer carry over that design language I was talking about earlier. You will see some AT&T bloatware here and there, but overall, the launcher, the appearance of the software and the skin, it's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. I don't think there's too much to complain about, to be very honest with you. I think there's still enough stock Android elements here to satisfy the stock Android junkie. You just gotta have an open mind, and you just gotta look for them. The LG G5 really excels in performance. The skin on top of Android 6.0 Marshmallow feels extremely light when compared to the LG skin running on top of the LG V10. This phone is buttery smooth. I haven't noticed any hiccups or stuttering. I have noticed some bugs here and there with the Google Play services, but they appear to have vanished with an update. The Snapdragon 820 quad-core processor and 4 GB of RAM certainly help with the snappy performance, but I think it's the software that has really evolved and come a long way just in the past several months since the LG V10. It's a night and day difference. This skin feels much lighter than it does on the LG V10. The 16 megapixel camera sensor with an f1.8 aperture, optical image stabilization, and laser autofocus looks very promising in terms of image quality. The main sensor is actually paired with an 8 megapixel wide angle sensor with an f2.4 aperture. So if you want to capture a very wide angle shot of a subject, you can switch between the sensors in the camera app, which is pretty darn cool. It's a lot of fun, but I have yet to test the camera in detail, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. Battery life is a similar story in that I'm going to have to test it in more detail before I can form a well-rounded opinion of its performance. The 2800 milliamp battery is removable, which is neat, but it's on the small side, so hopefully it can provide a full day of normal usage. We can only wait and see. The speaker is located on the bottom of the phone, not in the optimal location, but it's fairly loud and sounds way better than the Galaxy S7 and the Galaxy S7 Edge. That is a fact. So this is the LG G5 from AT&T. I'll leave a link to view more details of the device in the description if you are interested. It does retail for about $700 off contract, so it's not a cheap phone by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm really glad to have the LG G5 in the studio. I think the G5 shows a lot more promise than what is being reported. I don't think it's a bad phone. I think it's going to need some more testing to determine exactly how well it stacks up against the competition, but I am pleasantly surprised with what I see here. So I'll leave you at that. As always, I'm Bo HD from PhoneDog.com. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you right back here in the next one. See ya.